Joining me now is our friend, California Congresswoman Sidney Kamlager-Dove. She represents parts of Los Angeles. She also sits on the House Judiciary Committee. And Congresswoman, always welcome. So here, let's get into this. 30,000 people or so demonstrated peacefully in the downtown blocks around LA City Hall on Saturday. But give me your overall impression of the protests against the administration's immigration raids.
Well, thanks for having me on, Alex, and happy Father's Day to everyone out there. This is a city of close to 4 million people, and we saw 30,000 folks in the streets yesterday protesting the reckless and dangerous use of ICE agents, right? The trauma that's being unfolded because of these raids, the threats to due process, the disregard for the Constitution, the cuts to Medicaid, the threatening of our jobs and our economy. And out of 30,000 folks, that's close to 1% of this entire city. There were only 5 arrests. You know, we have maintained that people should not be out there breaking the law. People should not be out there being violent. But it is also important that folks understand that they have a right to speak up against how they feel this administration is treating them, our economy, and the Constitution. And we saw that very peacefully happen in Los Angeles and, quite frankly, across the country.
In fact, peaceful protests, to your point, I mean, they are part of the fabric of our society. But we are showing some more difficult scenes here ahead of the 8 p.m. downtown curfew. The clashes did break out between police and a small group of protesters. We see police, they've used tear gas. There was crowd control munitions trying to break them up. This was reportedly after rocks and bottles were thrown at them. What are your thoughts on the L.A. Police Department's handling of these protests overall? We see sheriffs here, I should say, in this picture as well. So it's not just LAPD.
Right. Local law enforcement. I had a good conversation with our LAPD chief just the other day, and he had complete confidence that he has a law enforcement community that knows how to de-escalate, that knows how to manage crowds. Remember, we've had to do this when the Lakers have won championships, when the Dodgers have won. So we have seen, you know, when the city gets a little ruckus. But, you know, I know that we would not have these folks in the streets agitated if they were not afraid that their grandparents would be picked up when they were going to the grocery store or taking their child to school or even showing up at a hearing to get information on their immigration status. A lot of this is in response to the reckless and unlawful use of military, really traumatizing communities and also traumatizing businesses in our local economy with these arbitrary raids.
So, in fact, on Tuesday, a federal appeals court is going to decide whether President Trump is allowed to continue his deployment of the, 4,000 National Guard troops, the 700 Marines who are in L.A. Are you concerned that the longer federal troops remain, it will risk inflaming tensions? And I'm also curious, Congresswoman, your response to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth refusing to say whether he would comply with the court's order when he was speaking before Congress.
It's unfortunate that Pete Hegseth is in that position. I will say that. I've been driving around the city, and most of the Marines that I have seen in National Guard are just sitting in front of federal buildings, you know, eating snacks and not engaging because there aren't any violent activities that are happening in front of those buildings. I will also say that there's a large number of our troops that have been deployed, but very, very few of them are active. We know many of them are just waiting for a command that hopefully will never come. I have faith that the courts will ultimately rule in the favor of California. What we know is this is a misappropriation of the military. It is akin to theft to have the military on American soil. They are not supposed to be enforcing civilian law. That is what local law enforcement is supposed to do. So obviously to have them here is agitating a very fragile situation. Let me tell you something, Alex. I was in the grocery store, and months ago, we didn't have any eggs in the grocery stores, and now I'm going to the stores and we don't have workers. And that is because folks are afraid that Los Angeles has been militarized because this president is trying to manufacture chaos and distract us from talking about cuts to Medicaid, right? The fact that they haven't found waste and abuse and fraud to a substantial degree from DOJ, the fact that he is giving our taxpayer dollars to billionaires who don't need it.
That is remarkable. You go to a grocery store, you see a lack of workers. You go to a restaurant, you're going to have a not such great service potentially, any number of other scenarios. Meantime, Congresswoman, it's always good to see you. Open door policy, which means we'll see you again. Thank you so much.